Let's roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the book is by Fraim Gurman, The Smiles and Tears and Thoughts at the Veterinarian Clinic. And the story is Rescue Business. Twice I met people who should be referred as a rescue business people. The first one is Mal. I watched his evolution from almost the very beginning. Mel came to us with a dirty, skinny pit bull who needed vaccination. Mel is a 40-something man with a strong Italian accent, was a metal worker. He found the dog in the backyard where he repaired cars. In addition to vaccinations, the pit bull certainly needed some veterinarian help, and Mel paid those expenses with his own money, as I understood it. A week later, Mel brought us another dog in a similar shape. In a couple of months, he became a frequent visitor to our clinic, and each time he brought a new stray dog which he had caught here and there. It should be mentioned that Mel had some sort of mystical relationship with those dogs. Many of those poor animals had been really bad experience with people, and they should never be blamed for the fear and aggressiveness they have displayed towards unfamiliar person, but not toward Mel. No matter how badly the dog behaves towards the other people, it would always allow Mel to touch it. The number of dogs saved by Mel grew, and so did the expenses in food and veterinary service. These expenses became very much for Mel, even with all the discounts and food donations we provide him. Also, it became difficult to find new homes for all those dogs. One day, Mel took some of them, wrote a few slogans on a piece of paper, and went to a crowded place not far from us. That day, Mel collected some money, mostly singles, but some people gave him checks. The next time Mel paid his vet bill like a stripper. He gave us thousands of wrinkle singles, and people in the area became familiar with Mel charity and welcomed his actions. They donated dogs, food, and leashes and cages, and of course money. At first, Mel kept the abandoned dog while finding homes for them in the yard where he worked. Then, as number of dogs and the number of donations grew, he was able to rent the space for his dogs. Some volunteers started to help Mel, and the rescue activities demanded so much of his time that he finally quit his job, devoted all his time to rescue work. He was written about by a local newspaper, and his popularity became even more widespread. Now Mel spent nearly every weekend collecting donations at various fundraisers. Besides having been a good connection with dog, it appeared that Mel had a talent for attracting kind people. He published photo in most suffered dog he had ever saved, and it led to more donations. Though he usually specialized in dogs, there was one time when Mel brought us a cat. Some old woman passed away, and her approximately 6-year-old cat was left in the house alone. The funeral and other concern overtook the attention of her few relatives and neighbors, and they asked Mel to find a place for the orphan cat. Mel brought the cat to our clinic and asked the vet for minimal service, just the legal mandated vaccination, and asked us to place the advertisement about the orphan cat in the window. He promised to pay the cat boarding later. A couple of weeks passed, and Mel did not appear to retrieve the cat and paid for her stay. Then, out of nowhere, Mel and the whole entourage appear in our office, and they seem very excited. "Where's the cat? Is he okay? Is he still here?" Mel asked. It turned out to be that cat owner, the dead old woman, had left a will that designated nearly all her belongings, money, house, and etc., more than a few $1,000,000 of assets, in the cat's name. I do not know the final fortune of the cat, but it seems like there would be a lot of relatives and neighbors who would like to really take her in. As I understand, Mel had finally found his vocation. I think started as a pure emotional driven motion to help poor and abandoned dogs and became a meaningful source of income. Mel earned good money from his charitable initiative. He bought a home in the suburban town. It wasn't too expensive, but rather comfortable compared to his old rental apartment. With the help of all donations, he started his own metal store and has less and less time for the everyday maintenance of the rescue organization he had created. We did not see Mel himself for around a year or so. One of his volunteers, who now leads a rescue operation, used to bring us various dogs for vet visits. But that started happening rare and rare. It was only one evening when the SPCA brought several dogs with several urine burns on their legs for the immediate checkup and help out a hospital. That we found out what became of Mel. The dogs were very unnourished and dehydrated, and the SPCA officer explained that these suffering animals had been from Mel rescue facility. The opportunity to earn money made Mel team fight for each dog, who will get more, who will rule the deals, and the intriguing pushed someone to call SPCA, who in turn found these sick dogs. I tried to avoid news about the court verdict in this case. The only thing I know is, although actually the animal's abuse is not a Mel personal incapability, the financial wrongdoing he got 2 years of probation, and his organization was demolished. Another case of rescue business I watched with my own eyes. That was Miss Berner. She came to us during summer with one delicate question. She needed a shelter for her rescue dogs, 9 altogether. For the couple of days, she told us honestly that these dogs are very vicious and it would not be easy to walk them and take care of them, but she had no other way to save them. She lost the rental space where she normally kept them, and the SPCA would kill the poor babies, 9 of them, because of their aggressive characters. We had a small boarding area in our hospital at this time. During the summer, when people go on vacation, the boarding area is usually mostly full. Mostly we accept only animals of our loyal clients, and even so, in particular time, we are booked completely. But we could not refuse to a lady who helped unfortunate dogs. So we managed to get some temporary cages and accepted those additional 9 dogs for boarding. Because it was late at night, we decided to save their checkup for the following morning. When we walked in the next day, it was difficult to enter the room where these 9 cages were located because of the smell. We could not breathe in there. Before any checkup could be done, the dogs needed a bath. Some of the dogs were so aggressive the doctor had to sedate them first, and the other could be handled with muzzles. After bath, they were examined, and doctor found a lot of problems: abscess, bad teeth, wounds, etc. We called Miss Berner repeatedly, but it took her an entire week to appear. Of course, we thought she must be working hard and find new facility for her rescue organization. She came with attitude. Why did the doctor heal her dogs? We were surprised. It was a question of money because we charged her almost symbolically, even less than we charge other animal rescues. At this point, we mentioned Mel above the above story. Mel is nothing, she retorted. He doesn't understand the human psychology. With his Italian Brooklynese, he had no connection with the real big donors. I do not cash checks below 5 grand. I'm visiting top wealth, showing them sick animals who I can't adopt because of their aggressiveness, and it's shameful of them to donate less than a couple of thousand. Now that you treated my dogs, they don't look miserable enough. What am I supposed to do? Make them sick again myself? I'm a decent kind person. I cannot do that. You ruined my business. I won't pay you a penny. What should we do? Call SPCA means putting at risk the life of several dogs. And to be honest, the rescue immigrants were preferred to avoid dealing with officers. Miss Berner also understood that she had told us too much. She quickly paid her bill, received away with her dogs, and while I heard that she was using some other clinics in our same way and not even pay them. And one more story, the top rescue businesswoman. Julia never visits our office, and I'll see why. I never even saw her personally. My son told me about her. She's a pretty young woman in her late 20s. She presents herself as a big fan Pat's. As I heard from those who met Julia, she spent her days in her bedroom and her nights at the numerous nightclubs and bars. As soon as she hears any news about the abandoned dogs and sick cat, she makes a short trip to a location, takes a picture, and returns to her bedroom, where she posts the heartfelt story with a picture of a poor animal on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media outlets. Her talent is so many people cry about the sad fortunes of these pets and collect huge amounts of money from naive people. No boarding expenses, no veterinary bills, no wasted time, nothing. The money she spends at the clubs. I have to mention this despicable person here, but I don't want to give her any more space.